I posted it on Facebook, man. And I woke up the next day and that thing was going.
Nice.
Going. I'm like, wait a minute. It's usually the stuff that you least expect.
Right.
It's like I didn't expect nothing to come out of it.
Right.
But because I didn't let it break me out, it was crazy how I just came to like be this new person and be content with myself on how I speak to people and being respectful to everybody I can, but also being firm in my belief if I really believe something.
Yeah.
And not back down. And also knowing how to pick and choose my battles, let some things go.
Yeah.
Let some things not slide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just helped because it's part of growing, you know?
One thing that I think is pretty fascinating is the way that you create, especially now. It's all self-expressive in the idea that it's you doing it, right?
Yeah.
Meaning, like you make the beats, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's.
I started to, but sometimes I let.
Yeah. But for the most part, that even if you're not making it, your creative direction is still in there.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because sometimes not everybody can have that either, where they're just like, yeah, you make the beat, not just whatever, right?
Yeah.
But you have the intuition, right? Your vocals are on it, whether you're rapping or you're singing, and your performance is in there. Even in the idea of how you're performing too. That's not always just coming from like an outside choreographer. It's coming from you.
For me.
How do you balance all that?
Honestly, man, it comes to me with ease.
Right.
And that's when I knew I was supposed to do this. I should have been doing this years ago, but God put me on a different path. Instead of going up this way, I went down that way.
Right.
And it was like, all right, well, throughout this experience, I developed a lot of things, you know, and realized that one of the things that I'm good at is picking up on music. That's why I've always danced, because I know how to predict music, the patterns, the style of genre. And then music always been like therapy to me, you know, like when I listen to certain songs, especially if I feel something, I will repeat it like 20 times.
Yeah.
And zone into this world of where I'm trying to continue to build myself and learn myself, and then just get back to, you know, like, will this make me dance? So I'm like, wow, I like making music, I like painting pictures, but at the end of the day, can it still make me dance?
Right.
And that's how all of that just kind of balances itself out, because I'm naturally like that.
Yeah.
I have a very creative mind.
Right.
Like, my mind is always going. More ideas. I'm sure you know, because you're creative too.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, your mind is always going to be inspired in various ways because of the various talents, especially as a dancer. As a dancer, I always say, like, we pick up so many different talents along the way because of the various the jobs we have to take.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as entertainers, we have to learn to be other people. We got to pick up different skills, and even in that, just to go and continue our dance, we got to pick up these random jobs. And you know, we've all learned how to pick up a microphone, so we know how to. Right, so there's a lot of things that you learn, and when you learn more skills in the essence of creativity, the sky's the limit. There, right? As dancers, I don't think we're actually. I always think, like, for us, our problem isn't that we can't have ideas, that we have too many ideas, because we have so many skill sets, and now it's just a matter of how we manage them, right? So all that to say, what I love is that you take your career into your own control, and to me, that's what hip hop is. Hip hop has always been creating your own path, you know, taking nothing and turning it into something. But that's not necessarily going to be their path or whatever. It's just going to be your own. Is there any recent piece of work or past piece of work that you could say that you've done that, like, means to you in a certain capacity, unlike any other work that you've done, dance or music?
Like a project?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, because I know as a writer, as a singer, and as a dancer, there's a lot of expression coming out. So I always find it interesting on what pieces meant something more to, you know, because I can look at your work and be like, oh man, that one was dope, and that was dope. And you could be like, actually, this like piece right here, man, that was, I remember where I was, I remember why I created it. You know what I mean? Like those types of moments of creativity that we, as artists, we don't always get to talk about.
Honestly, there's a few of them.
Right.
That are blessings, man. But I will say the one that still keeps topping my mind right now is my first song. The reason being, it's called If That's Alright. You've heard it before.
Yeah.
It was my first song, but a lot of people didn't know it was my first. Because it sounded like I've done this before.
Right.
But If That's Alright came about where we had the So Gone challenge
Okay.
with
Oh,
Monica.
wow. Okay.
And I was just up, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And it came across me on the computer, and I was just like, wow, a lot of people are doing this. Maybe I'll do it.
Right.
And I look around, I'm like, my roommate's all asleep. I'm like, shoot. Bump it. Put up my phone, click, click. Put up the song, click, 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 click. Warm my vocals up, you know what I mean? Me. You know what I'm talking about? But then I looked at the phone, and I was just like, let's just do it. Because I'm just recording it. It's not like I'm going to post it for real.
Right.
You know? And I did it, and, it felt amazing. But when I watched it back, I was so afraid to see myself for some reason.
Right.
And then I pressed play, and I was like, wow, this actually sounds really good. Because I'm a cappella, and I don't have no mic. I don't have no crazy setup or anything like that. But I did have a little editing skills, so I can, like, go into the video and kind of balance out the volume with the background noise and stuff like that, just to help it a little bit.
Yeah. And that's a skill set and stuff. Engineering, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
It's one thing to say, oh, I'm an artist and I sing, but then have technical skills to be able to be building your own music, to EQing it, to mastering it. It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah,
I remember my DJ life and producing stuff. That's a lot of work, man. You'll stay up till sunrise and.
Why you think I give some people jobs to make beats for me? I'm like, I can make it myself, but I just ain't got time.
Yeah, you gotta spread it. You gotta spread it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
But where was that last?
The first song you ever did, yeah.
Yeah, That's Alright.
Yeah.
I posted it on Facebook, man. And I woke up the next day, and that thing was going.
Nice.
Going. I'm like, wait a minute. It's usually the stuff that you least expect.
Right.
It's like I didn't expect nothing to come out of that at all. And I'm like, wow. Like I had our average at that time, I was only getting like maybe, 10, 15 comments, like 100 likes or something like that.
Yeah.
But then that one, it was like, I don't even remember. It was like in the 50,000 likes.
Man.
And I had like 90 something comments, and it just started going and going and going.
And to be like your first track putting out like that too.
And it wasn't even a song. It was just my lyrics that I wrote to the So Gone beat.
Oh, wow.
The beat was the actual Monica song.
Yeah.
So gone over you.
Yeah.
That song, crazy. I and I was like, wow, all right. Maybe I could take this first verse and hook and make a song out of it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm pulling out the laptop. Open up that good old Logic Pro.
Let's go.
Actually, GarageBand.
At the time, wow.
I didn't even have Logic Pro yet, because I
Yeah.
wasn't like in it like that. I was always using GarageBand to make dance beats.
Dang.
And I made this beat, man, and this beat was slapping. And I just added it to it, and that's alright.
Yeah.
Alright. And it just kind of echoed it out and did a couple things here, and then I teamed up with somebody to help mix down and master and stuff like that. Posted it out, and man, till this day, people that look up all my music, they go and tell me they like some of my new stuff, and then they say they like this one song called If That's Alright. It's one of their favorite joints.
Right.
And I'm like, that one? That was so old. Why you like that one? I don't like that one no more.
Oh,
but I'm like, everybody else is like, to me, for hearing that for the first time, it's a bop. Like, it really goes off. Like, I even had some old enemies hit me up. It was like, that's song fire, bro. I'm like, what? He giving me a compliment? Nah, something different.
Dang.
It was crazy.
So, what I love about hearing stories like that, right, is I always say that whether you're doing this professionally, as far as I'm talking dancing right now, if you're dancing professionally, or if you're just dancing because you love it, the love for it, I guess you could say, you should always take what you have learned within movement culture, any culture that you've come from, right, and try to progress from it. So I love to hear stories like your own, that you've come from this raw, underground, yet performance aspect of dance, and you've earned your stripes, and you've done what you've done, and then out of that, you've also taken all that you learned and put it into another craft, right? And I love to do that, because not everyone, honestly, has the discipline to do that, right? And especially when you come from such a raw culture like battle culture, where it can get very easy to be consumed by that culture. Oh man, I'm not on the top anymore, or there's these new kids,
I gotta get back up there.
all the things, and then
even when you stop, you still
Right.
sometimes want to just jump back in just to test it.
know.
Like, do I still got it? Let me see.
But what you have is something that's is rare in a lot of ways, that you've taken what you've learned and you've said, you know what, I still love dance, and you still dance, but you take it and you put that energy into a craft that is not necessarily specifically dancing, but it all comes from your love for music, which we've expressed it through dance, and now we're expressing it in another way. Right?
Yeah, I played piano too.
Right,
and I was in a marching band.
See, yeah, you have this musical background. What's that? You can go as deep or as subtle as you want, but like, what's that transition like for you? Is coming out of
Bringing all of that to a new craft. Honestly, it felt like I came into a new culture late, but prepared like no other.
right,
Like, I felt like as soon as I stepped in, it's like, you know how you step into something different and you're just curious and you're scared or you're nervous, and it's like you don't know what to expect.
right,
I came in like, I'm stepping in here like, what's up?
Yeah.
Who wants something?
yeah,
I don't know where I'm going, what I'm gonna do with this, but I know I got something none of y'all got.
yeah.
You know, it was that kind of confidence. So I was just
Right.
like, in my mind, obviously I'm not like expressing it out
but that's
physically.
that's
but
how it is in battle culture in a lot of
Yeah,
ways too.
exactly.
You don't step forward. You're humble in your own heart, but you step forward confidently, knowing who you are.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And then I never take that as like a overconfident, cocky. That's just self-awareness.
Yeah,
Just
that's
know who you
exactly
are.
what it is.
Yeah.
You know? That's exactly, because I didn't come in here hating on anybody.
Yeah.
I just literally said I was in a competitive mode. Like, I'm ready to go right now. Like, look, I got one song out,
Right.
and it's snapping on half of y'all whole catalog.
Right.
Y'all sound like y'all recording in basements. I sound like I just got mine done at Circle House.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
and I felt really good about it. But I still needed more training because I needed to know how to record. It was like a beginner's luck. I felt like,
Right.
but it was like at the same time.
But
I
you
know
understood
that.
I could figure this out.
Yeah, I could figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, I figured out how to make beats on my own.
Yeah.
I figured out how to grow my musicality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my musicality, I feel like, is at a genius level because of dance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would have gotten this far as a musical genius. To me, I feel like I'm a musical genius.
Copy.
If it wasn't for me exercising it through all of this different genres of music through
Yeah.
dance.
Yeah,
You know?
it's funny you bring up genius, because of my circle around me. We never define genius as somebody creatively or artistically that's smarter than anyone. It's someone that just knows themselves.
Yeah.
That is that.
Bro,
that's-
yes, finally somebody else is
so-
thinking like
somebody
that.
that's just at their, because to me genius is nature. It's
Yeah.
just you're at your own nature. You're at who you were born to be. You're at what you know to be true about yourself.
Exactly.
And when you
like,
own
to me,
that-
J. Cole is a genius.
Right.
That's just a random name I'm gonna throw out. He's a genius, but it doesn't mean he's truly the best rapper in the whole world.
Yeah.
But he's a genius in his own
In his own
right. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, and when you can get to the place of artistry where you own that, you own who you are, you own what it is that you do and what you bring to the table, and also what you don't bring to the table.
Mhm.
Like, owning that's
Yep.
that's the art, but that's the genius within it. So I respect it completely, man.
And
Absolutely.
same with Timbaland. Like, I think Timbaland is a genius in the way he makes beats. Like, he didn't make beats trying to fit in with the trend of what was going on at the times. That's why he lasts so long.
Right.
And that's why he's still relevant now, because his beats, just like how you said, it's a silhouette. It's like when you hear a sound like
Yeah,
that,
you're
you
like,
know it's
"Is
a
that
type
Timbo
of
beat?" Yeah.
That's gotta be a Timbo beat.
Yeah.
You know? So
No, I love that. Where do you see yourself? I guess you could say in the next 5 years, next 10 years, next 15 years, artistically.
Dubai. No, I'm just kidding. In the next 5 years, I would say even in the next 3 years, I see myself having a lot of pull in the industry now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm there.
Right.
Next 7 years to 8 to 10 years, I see myself already owning multiple businesses that's giving back to the cultures I love.
Right.
You know, one business that'll give back to the dance culture, another business that'll give back to the music culture and my team, and another business where I can continue to just recoup residual income somewhere.
Right.
Something outside of entertainment altogether.
Right.
And just being in a comfortable space where I have the trouble of thinking how to keep my money versus I have the trouble of thinking how to get my money.
Word.
Because I'm going to always want more money.
Yeah.
I'm going to
that's
always
inevitable.
want something more.
Yeah.
But just being content along all of those steps. Because, you know, you're going to get to a place in your life where you're going to be like, dang, man, maybe this was too much. Let me go back to that.
Right.
But it's already too late. I'm already past that, you know?
Right.
So it's like, enjoy those steps as you go.
Word.
So I just want to see myself in a comfortable position where I could put multiple people on. Like, that's one of my biggest joys, is trying to put people on.
Word.
But a lot of the times people would take advantage of that. Like, I was a 7th grader drawing portraits of people in person.
Yeah.
From side view in the classroom, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then give them the paperwork and they pay me like $10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is like middle school, $5.
Yeah.
And it was like, I remember one time somebody actually robbed me of their picture,
Dang.
you know, and never paid me. And it were girls too, so I couldn't hit them.
Yeah.
So it was like, and it was a bunch of, especially one big one,
Yeah.
big sumo wrestler girl. I was like, I'm not gonna test that one. But just want to be in a place where I can help, because I grew up seeing a lot of people suffer, and it's like some of those people that suffer still show love to me.
Right.
And they're rooting for me, literally still rooting for me now till this day. Like, man, you were gold. Like, I can't wait till your time comes. Just keep going. It don't matter where you're at now.
Yeah.
Because I see what you don't see yet.
Right. Word.
And it's gonna happen. So
Word. I love it.
I stick to those things and I keep that and I carry that with me. So social media and the fake likes and the images that everybody want to place that they're doing big things and you're really not half the time. They're just, it's like a front just to make them look popping.
Filtered images, yeah.
Yeah, to make themselves look popping.
Right.
Like me, I literally post all my normal stuff, and a lot of my normal stuff nowadays lately look like I'm popping.
Yeah.
But I still have a vision of where I want to go even further.
Right.
But I'm enjoying where I'm at now.
Word. I love that.
You know?
So in kind of like conclusion, wrapping things up, right? From dance to, let's say, music artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to someone coming up that's going through the same journey, right? Whether it be advice or just like something that you can say, like, man, this is what I went through, and I hope others can either have to avoid that or embrace that. Like, what are some words of encouragement towards someone going through that journey from dance into another industry like music?
I would say whatever you want to do in life, do it if it was the last thing that you could do.
Mm.
Don't set yourself up to get to a certain place in your life or age, because it's not always about age. It's sometimes your place too, because you might be in a situation where you just can't do nothing no more.
Right.
While you have the time, take leaps of faith, you know. Pray to God too. Like, I know a lot of people, there's some people that don't believe in God, there's some people that believe in different gods. Whatever makes you comfortable, but just know there is a being out there that controls all of this. And part of it is in you as a human being.
Right.
So as long as you speak it out into existence, the power in the tongue is a very true thing.
Right.
You have to keep speaking it out, because if you don't, who else was going to believe it? Who else is going to speak it out for you? You can't depend on these people to speak it out for you.
Right.
You got to speak it out for yourself. You know, in the Bible, in Habakkuk 2:2, it says, write it down and make it plain so that you know that it'll come to pass at the appointed time.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of my favorite scriptures, so I really keep to that. My girl and I actually just really made a vision board of all the things we want to come for 2023, you know, and some of the things I could share right now is my project that I got coming out in 2023, where I'm going to be marketing something different, where I don't think anybody else has ever really done this way.
Word.
But I'm pretty much going to be in everybody's face once a month with another banger. I have a whole EP, I have a whole album.
Mm-hmm.
12 songs.
Yeah.
12 months. Each month I'm releasing that one as a single.
Love
that one as a single. Because I want people to not just listen to this as an album, but I want them to listen to me throughout the year, where they see the different sounds that I have, the different vibes that I'm bringing, the different things I'm talking about.
Your range as an artist.
Yeah, and things that they've never discovered before.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that are fans of me out there that have no idea what Bruck is, or Litefeet is, or Memphis Jukin is, or anything like that. And I have a voice, you know. Somebody told me, he was like, you have a voice, you need to use it. So I'm trying to use it now. So stay tuned on that. But at the end of the day, going back to the question, like, please don't give up on yourself. Make sure you know where you want to go, and go for it, and do it while you have time, because time is not promised for anybody. And the last thing you want to do is grow old or be in a bad situation where you look back and say, man, I wish I could have did it. Now I'm going to have to live with this regret for the remainder of my years.
Word, man. Those are great words, man.
Be happy, man.
I love
Be
it,
happy to live in the present.
I love it, man. I respect you, dude, and I love that you've taken your art, not just from dance, but I always say on the floor and off the floor, right? So what you do and what you practice is a certain idea of discipline of art, creatively, self-expression, and it goes through all your life. So cheers, man, bro. Respect.
And shout out to you, man.
Word.
Shout out to Shade, aka Brendan Eldom.
It's actually the other way around.
Right? For me, it's Shade first, then Brendan Eldom.
That's so true. I always say, if people know me as Shade, they know me for a while.
Yes, sir, man. Like, I'm super proud of you, man. You've came a long way yourself. You were another big inspiration of the culture and the community out here in Florida, you know? Especially in my era, too. Like, you were definitely one of the ones that kept the culture alive when a lot of things went down. And a lot of things got quiet, and a lot of people moved out or just kind of gave up on dancing. You created a space for people of the younger generation that was watching the generation before us, that was watching our generation, watching the generation before us.
Right.
It gave them a place to merge, because I've literally seen it. Like, I've seen 3 generations of dancers come through House of Drums. I'm talking from like House of Taboo,
right,
to House of Drums, to just drums.
Right.
Like, I'm super excited and super proud and honored to be a part of that type of culture, because everybody has their culture. Cali has it, New York has it, Atlanta has it, Texas has it, Memphis has it, but Florida, we got ours.
Word.
Hey, man, cheers one more time to that.
do.
You know what I'm saying? South Florida culture, man. All of Florida. Shout out to Central Florida, North Florida.
Hey, man. Word to that.
But we here, man.